bit about Alan. Alan joined the New South Wales Fire Brigade on the 1st of April 1960. April Fool's Day. And over the years progressed through the ranks. He always had interest in establishing the causes of fires, and he attended, and he had an opportunity in 1986 to act upon that interest in an official capacity. That year he teamed up with John Both to establish the Fire Investigation Unit for the New South Wales Fire Brigade. Soon the pair were in high demand, investigating fires throughout Sydney and the entire state. Such was the success of their endeavours, it was decided to expand the unit in 1987 with district officers working the 10-14 roster, and Alan was the operations officer. On John Both's retirement in the early 90s, Alan was promoted to superintendent on the 31st of January 1992, in charge of the fire investigation team, and remained in that position until his retirement on the 11th of December 1996. Alan was very proactive in promoting the team and conducted many training and information nights to interested parties, and these were always well-attended events. He was also keen to develop mansions or housing commission flats, all investigations got the same treatment. Alan will be humbled and honoured to have an award named after him, especially in the fire investigation field. But tonight, the Alan Easy Memorial Award is being presented to Dr. Walston. I have a few things to say about you all, so bear with me. Now, I've known Wal for about 8 years when I first joined the association. I did not know much about Wal other than he was always there and at the committee meetings, and he was responsible for the 5 Point magazine, which was our association magazine, which was published nationwide. And he put an enormous amount of work into that, and it was another thankless job. To give you a little bit more of an idea of who Wal is, though, Dr. Walter Stern is an organic chemist with over 30 years experience at graduate level. He's worked as a research chemist, consultant and a tertiary educator, and has published over 30 original research papers. They include peer-reviewed publications, Is it Accidental Fire or Arson? Modern Methods of Accelerant Analysis, and more recently the Chemical Analysis of Fire Samples. He has a long-standing interest in the analysis of instrumental methods of small quantities of organic chemicals, including fire accelerants and other petroleum hydrocarbons. He has an extensive experience with the instrumental techniques of gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, and has published work and had practical and teaching experience of these techniques. Wal has a Bachelor of Science and is a Doctor on Philosophy in Chemistry from the University of New South Wales. He's a Chemistry and Forensic Science Consultant. He has had periods of research at postdoctoral level at Stanford University and the National Health Institutes of Health USA, and a visiting professor at a number of British universities. Wal served as head of Department of Chemistry at the University of Technology, Sydney, and was associate professor in chemistry there for over 20 years. For more than 20 years, Wal has been involved in fire investigations and has compiled reports and appeared as expert witnesses for courts in Australia, Singapore, Thailand and Malaysia. He has been involved as principal investigator in many hundreds of investigations and explosions involving houses, factories, chemical premises, commercial premises, hospitals, caravans, cars, boats, machineries and all other vehicles. He's undertaken courses in fire investigation in Australia and the UK and attended training days and conferences of the Association of Fire Investigators. Wal has been involved in the laboratory analysis of petroleum hydrocarbons, particularly samples taken from fire scenes, primarily examined for the presence of accelerants, and has conducted and supervised research in these areas. Several thousand samples of petroleum hydrocarbons have been examined over the years in the largest fire investigation laboratory in Australia available for insurance companies. This laboratory, funded initially by grants from the NRMA and the GIO, provides state-of-the-art petroleum hydrocarbon analysis. He still provides an analytical service for samples taken from fires, primarily examined for the presence of accelerants. He currently runs over 400 samples per year, utilising state-of-the-art equipment at the University of Technology, Sydney. He does still do some expert witness, but has given away investigations of fires on site. In his words, you get too dirty. Wal has been a committee member from 1991 to 2013 and a past president of the New South Wales AFI. He was the editor of the Journal of Australian Association of Fire Investigators, which is FirePoint, from 1994 to 2013. He's also a fellow of the Royal Australian Chemical Institute and a past president of the New South Wales branch. Wal spent time in London Metropolitan Police Laboratories, which is Scotland Yard, held discussions with fire investigators, police, private, investigated fire scenes and laboratories in a number of overseas countries. He's attended, presented papers at courses, conferences on fire investigation in Australia, New Zealand, England, Scotland, Canada and Singapore. He has written and published work in this area and appeared on radio and TV in discussions on the topic. He is a designer, coordinator and lecturer in the course in fire investigation being offered to students of the fire science degree course at the University of Technology in Sydney, and he's still involved with that course. And on a side note, Wal is a registered arbitrator, having completed the requirements of the Institute of Arbitrators and Mediators Australia. I didn't know that. But listen, tonight we congratulate one of our own on and thank him for his many years of service to the industry, and the Albanese Award is presented to Dr. Wal Stern. If I can get Jen to come up here and just give that to Wal, that would be great. Don't drop it, it's nice if you want to turn around. And but congratulations, Wal, and yes, well done. There you go. So we've got the Perpetual Trophy here, which has been offered, awarded twice, once to Roger Brookholz and once to Ross Brogan. And then we also have for you, Wal, to take home tonight, this lovely prize. But yeah, we've got your own award. It's good if you can have that review. But listen, thank you very much. You've given a lot of time to the Dedicated Services Association, and we do appreciate it. Yeah. Speech.
Well, I was impressed by all that stuff.
Yes,
really
it took me ages to write it.
First of all, I'm delighted to see the members of our family here. It's lovely of you coming on. I did know Alan. He was a lovely man. I always found him knowledgeable, very helpful, friendly, terrific fellow. And as you've indicated, there have been two previous recipients of this award, Roger Brookholz and Ross Brogan. They were both in the unit that Alan commanded. So, I'm sure I turned that off.
What did you say is qualified in?
And they were both in Alan's unit and worked with him. So I'm expecting my fire brigade uniform to arrive anytime soon.
We can arrange one.
As you said, I've come from a very different background, from chemistry and teaching chemistry at the university. And one day, a colleague of mine, Rob McMillan, came up and said, would you know how to analyse a sample I've taken from a fire and see if there's petrol in it or kerosene? And of course I didn't, but I could look it up and I checked the literature and didn't seem all that difficult to do. Not the same way we do it today, but it wasn't hard to do. So we trialled a few things on it, ran the sample, and sure enough there was petrol in it. And that analysis saved QBE a payout of over $1 million in a case QBE versus Rama Furniture in front of Justice Andrew Rogers. And that's how it all started. And as I've indicated there, I run 400 or 500 samples a year now of fire things. And then I got interested, I thought, oh well, I better go out and see what these guys do, and they go out to fires. So I read a few books, went to a few courses, went to a few fires, and after you've done 400 or 500 fires, well then all of a sudden you're the expert, and they ring you up and say, can you come in, give expert evidence, and tell Jim Mundy he's doing the wrong thing, whatever they ask you. So then there was, I got involved in the teaching of fire investigation at UTS. They started a forensic science degree. I still do a bit of teaching in that course. And then of course there was Firepoint magazine. The history of Firepoint magazine, as far as I'm concerned, was that it was running at a cost of $12 per member per copy. And it was being typeset at that stage. So I took it over and did it on my computer, and I said I'll do it for $5 a copy. And then when we started getting advertising, it came down from that. So we managed to bring the price of Firepoint down a fair bit, and I thank all the contributors who helped me put that out for all that time. So I've had a variety of experiences in fire investigation. I've met a lot of lovely people. Because you meet fireys, you meet police, you meet lawyers, you meet insurance people, the odd arsonist or homicidal maniac. They're all a degree, number of people from all over the place, which is much wider circle of people than you meet in an academic life. Well, you meet as students and fellow academics. So that interests your life. So I've had a lot of enjoyment through fire investigation, and I thank you very much for this award today. It's been a pleasure for me to work in that field. I wish you all the very best in that endeavour too.
Thanks a lot. We've got some food, we'll have a short break, and then 20 to 25 minutes we'll get into the case studies, which should take about an hour and a half tops. Thanks.
If you haven't signed the attendance sheet,
yes,
please do so.
Please sign.
Up the back here.
Right.